Looks like the Canon EOS R5 Mark II is firming up to be around 60 megapixels. Or is it? And in a nod to those that don't want to deal with 60 megapixel files, but will want to get the Canon EOS R5 Mark II, Canon is planning on adding support for various RAW formats in this photocentric update. Stick around after this short break for all the details, but first, please do me a favor. Follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter, but most importantly, please subscribe to this channel. It doesn't cost you anything, it really helps this channel grow, and it keeps you up to date on the latest camera gear, news, and rumors. According to Canon rumors, we've been told by a couple of people that the Canon EOS R5 Mark II will offer some kind of pixel binning to offer various resolutions for RAW stills shooting. This is something that we've recently seen on some Leica cameras. Their latest cameras offer 60 megapixels, 36 megapixels, or 18 megapixels RAW. That's still shooting using the entire sensor. So if you don't want to shoot 60 megapixels, you don't have to. And for somebody like me that shoots video most of the times, I really don't need 60 megapixels. In fact, I don't need 45 megapixels. I'm not saying I don't take advantage of that, but a lot of times when I'm looking for photos, I'm basically using it for social media. I'm putting it on Photos or some other cloud thing that we can share with our family, and we really don't need photos any more than 8 to 12 megapixels. You know, going back to digital cameras, some 15 years ago? So for me, I think this would be a great capability. I do need that larger sensor resolution for video, so to have 45 megapixels is needed for 8K DCI. And Canon rumors did mention that this might not be so good for, well, video shooters, but that really depends. If Canon goes with full sensor readout, what that would do is give us oversampled 8K video. Now at 50 megapixels, that translates to about 8.6K oversampled 8K. At 60 megapixels, that works out to be about 9.6K oversampled 8K. Oh, and that 60 megapixel resolution sensor, we have repeatedly been told that the Canon EOS R5 Mark II will get a resolution bump to 60 megapixels. So is this 100%? No, Canon rumors hasn't put a CR3 on this yet, so we're not 100% sure, but 60 megapixels is definitely a bump up from 45 megapixels. The only thing I'd like to know, I don't really care whether it's 45, 50, 55, or 60. What I want to know, Craig, are we going to get a stacked sensor, or at the very least, a backside illuminated sensor? And while I would love a stacked sensor, I think that a backside illuminated sensor would give me most of what I'm looking for. Better low light performance, and of course, better dynamic range. Now, the one thing a stacked sensor gives us over a backside illuminated sensor is, well, the ability to process and just push through a whole lot more data than would be possible with a backside illuminated sensor. Canon rumor says that they have a whole lot more details on the Canon EOS R5 Mark II, and they're not going to tell us. The reason being, well, Craig isn't being mean here. He's not trying to tease things out. What Craig's worried about is that the information he has right now, he's getting a lot of contradictory information. And it's a little bit frustrating. Craig really believes in integrity and trying to put out the information to be as accurate as it possibly can. Now, these are still rumors, and one thing about rumors, even if they're 100% correct at the time that we get them, at the time that they're leaked, things can change by the time we get an announcement. So what Craig's trying to do is he's trying to, well, validate these specifications to see what's real and what is just noise. So if you happen to know a little bit of information that could help clear up some of these rumored specifications, then please reach out to Craig at canonrumors.com, or even myself, reach out to me at my info page with this email address here, and I'll keep all your information confidential. The same with Craig at Canon Rumors. One of the things, I have the same philosophy as Craig does, and that's the importance of protecting your information. So I had some rumors over the weekend about the Sony Alpha 1 and the Nikon ZF, the Sony Alpha 1 successor. And I wanted to tell you a bit more information to make it to understand more of how reliable the information is. But the problem is, I couldn't do that without giving up my source, and I'm not prepared to give up my sources. I love covering cameras. This is an awful lot of fun to me. And while this is rapidly turning into a business, the last thing I want to do is further my own cause by throwing somebody under the bus. That's not my way of doing things, and I find it very distasteful that when people are so happy to stab others in the back just to move ahead in life, and that's not something I'm happy to do. So if you do have information that can help clarify certain details of the Canon EOS R5 Mark II, whether it be video or still specifications, hardware, the architecture, then feel free to reach out to me or even Craig at Canon Rumors. I don't care if he gets the scoop. I just want to get the information out there, and I'm sure you at home are eager for the same. So please, we're looking for more information. I'm getting a sense, maybe this is just me, but I'm getting a sense this camera is going to come out sooner than later. And I've given my reasonings for this before. The Canon EOS R1 is going to be announced next year, probably in the first quarter, with it starting to ship in the second quarter in time for the Paris Olympics. And I think, based on what I'm hearing from Canon Rumors, is Canon's going to do a slow teaser on this. And I can't imagine that teaser for the Canon EOS R1 is going to be happening at the same time as they're getting ready for the Canon EOS R5 Mark II launch, as well as releasing it and all the leaks coming out. It's going to create, well, a complicated message that's going to create a lot of noise. I really do expect that we get an announcement of the Canon EOS R5 Mark II this year. And part of the reason I'm getting that sense is there's an awful lot of people that have NDAs, and the reason I know this is because when we start conversations, the first thing I'm told is, I can't talk to you about anything. And that's code for, I've signed an NDA. Because up until signing an NDA, we can talk, we can speculate. So with a lot of NDAs out there with people who are ambassadors, I'm getting a sense that this camera is already out in the wild, confirming what we've been told before. And that means that it is possible, it is very much possible that we could get a late year announcement, probably sometime in the fourth quarter, so late October, early November. And if you'd like to help this channel out, feel free to use my affiliate links, these ones here for B&H and Adorama. Each time you make a purchase to either of those two companies, I get about 2 to 6% back. However, I also believe in supporting your local camera retailer. So if you have a local camera retailer, support those. If you're not from the United States, support your own local countries, because you do have to be careful purchasing from the United States. If you're not from the United States, one thing you want to pay attention to is warranty coverage. So while you can purchase things like Manfrotto tripods, if you buy one from the US, you might save yourself some money, but then you'll find that that 6-year or 10-year warranty isn't valid. So always pay careful attention to the warranty information when purchasing out of your region. And if you are purchasing camera gear from Canada, then please give a call to Downtown Camera and ask to speak to Patrick. And if you mention my name, don't be surprised if he shaves a little bit off the top. Even if it's a brand new, just released camera, Patrick's a really great salesperson. He really knows how to support the community, and I appreciate everything that Downtown Camera and Patrick have done for this channel. And if you're not a subscriber yet, please subscribe and choose all notifications, so that way you can stay up to date on all the latest camera news and rumors. And for all those minor news and rumors, all those stories that aren't quite big enough to have their own separate channel, well then go ahead and follow me on Twitter. Sorry, it's now called X, formerly known as Twitter. This address right here. I'm always tweeting out information, including pricing information, such as all the incredible prices we've had since Black Friday 2022. It's just been incredible. The deals on Canon, up to $850 off the R5 with a free battery grip, so all that comes in that price. $32.99 was the lowest price. It's now only $200 off, so if you want to stay up to date on all the latest prices, all the latest news and rumors, follow me on Twitter and subscribe to this channel. But that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again soon.